Are you seriously eating my needle? Hello and welcome back to a new Sambaknits Podcast episode. I'm Beatriz, I'm the designer behind Sambaknits, and I come to you from Santiago de Chile. Today is June 10th, and this is the third week in a row that I come here to record a podcast. This is a whole new record for me, and I am super proud and very, very happy. I don't want to even celebrate too much because I'm afraid I'm gonna jinx it, but yay, that's a good thing, right? 3 weeks in a row. So yeah, as I said, I'm Sambaknits. You can find me everywhere on the internet as Sambaknits. And before we start, I have to apologize for last week's audio. It was awful. I think you could barely hear me. I hope today's better. I'm now filming with my phone, and I don't know why. I'm sitting super close to the phone, but when I was editing the video last time, it seemed to me like if the phone kept switching the mics. Sometimes it would record with the front mic, sometimes the back mic. I don't know. I'm not a very technological person, but today I'm wearing this old headset, the old headphone of mine, to help to see if the audio gets a little bit more stable. And until I can get a proper microphone to record the podcast. Do you want to say hello, Cachopina? I don't know if you can hear her. Vinka? Look who showed up here. Oh, Princess. She's a little bit sleepy, and I don't know, I wouldn't say down, but she had to have a procedure today. She had how am I going to explain it? 2 weeks ago, I think, we noticed that she was keeping one of her ears down and scratching it more than usual. Usually she doesn't scratch at all, or just like every other time to bathe herself or something. So I took her to the vet, and she had like a tissue growth inside the ear, and so she had it removed today, and they're gonna send it to pathology to check and see if it was what it was exactly. But yeah, she's doing fine. She just got home today, and she didn't how to say, she wanted to eat, she had her appetite, she wanted to play, she was as sweet as always. But yeah, so I'm trying to take things slow with her today because of she had anesthesia. Look at her tail here. And yeah, and it's always painful and everything, but the vet is very confident that she will be fine, that it was just something like things that happen, that sometimes our bodies, I don't know how they work. But in Spanish it was called polypo. I don't know how polypus. I don't know how it would be the translation. But she's as sweet as always, and she has just been. I don't know if you can see her. Let me. She's here. Oh, yeah, Cachopina. She's here. Sometimes she shakes her head. I think it still bothers her. I'm gonna have to give her some more medicine. Yes, it's you. Are you checking yourself in the camera? Yeah. But yes, so let's get started with the knitting. So yes, the first project I wanted to share with you, it's this hat. It's called the Carnaúba hat, and it's. Are you seriously eating my needle? Honey, don't bite mommy's needles. I think I have to come back in a little while. So yeah, let's try again. This is the Carnaúba hat. It is currently being tested. I'm gonna try it on for you. This is a DK weight hat, and I'm sorry, weight hat, and it's worked in Anzula's Lucero DK base in colorway Hippo. I also used Anzula for the Horta shawl that I showed you a couple of episodes ago. It's a really good base that I like to work with because it has a little bit of with the sparkles, and I think it's a very beautiful colorway. I love gray. I always say this, but I love gray, and this is like more like silvery, not even gray, right? But yeah, it's the Carnaúba hat. We had some problem with the testing with the sizes because as you can see, this texture is cables, all cables, and cables sometimes it pulls in the tension too much, and sometimes it's not as stretchy as we hoped it to be. So some of the testers, they were having problems with the hat was turned out too small for them, for the size it was intended to, and so I had to start a spreadsheet from scratch to review all the numbers and consider that this stitch pattern wouldn't give me any elasticity, because when you work hats usually have negative ease, even slouchy hats, and so that means that the hat is usually normally smaller than the oh my god, did it stop? I don't know if it stopped because there's no battery anymore, but anyways, let's keep going before the phone stops recording again. So yeah, this is the Carnaúba hat. So I lose my train of thought when I use a 4mm needle here and a 6mm needle here to get a stretchy fabric, and you can see I can even pull my pinky through the hat, because cables, they pull in a lot, and this was my way of solving. So yeah, I had to review the pattern, and it gave me a little bit of a headache, and I also feel so bad when test knits run into like big problems, because one thing is like, oh, a typo or something that's easily corrected, like I don't know, but there are mistakes and mistakes, right? And this one was the stitch count, it wasn't working. So you're back here again. So yeah, I had to review it, and I hope now that they are working. They are working now with the new updated pattern, with the new numbers, and I have to check again and tag edit it to be confident that it's a good pattern, and whoever wants to knit it will get what they want. But yeah, this is the Carnaúba hat. Carnaúba is a tree from a region of Brazil that people use everything from this tree to for constructions, for I cannot talk today. For medicine and for lots of crafts, they employ its leaves to make hats, to make baskets, to make mats, and it's a very, very popular material in this region of northeast Brazil. So yeah, this is the Carnaúba hat, and I really love this shade of gray. It's I don't think it's gray. I don't know if it's showing correctly on camera, but for me this is not gray. I don't know how they made it, but this is silver, I think. And yeah, the Carnaúba hat. Hopefully it will come live in the end of June. The other project that I wanted to share with you, I talked about this, I think it was last episode or the previous one. This is the Mare Alta cocoon from me using Miss Babs yarn. That's what I meant. Not from Miss Babs, from me using Miss Babs yarns, big silk, and I'm biting off the hem stitches, and I'm using a tubular bind off, and that's why I stopped in the middle, because the tubular bind off it takes quite a bit of time, and it was late last night, so I realized that I still had like, this will take me an hour or more to bind off. So, and I was tired, and I said, I realized that if I kept going, I would make a mistake and bind off, I don't know, mix up the steps of the bind off, and I would have to rip it out and do it again, and I thought it was best to leave it and finish tomorrow, but I still haven't had the chance today to sit down and finish this bind off. So yeah, I have to assemble it and work the sleeves, but as you can see, I'm making progress in the Mare Alta cocoon, and hopefully if you like it, we will have a test knit call soon, very soon. So yeah, stay tuned. I don't think I have much to say about this. Oh yeah, I do actually. I don't remember if I mentioned the colorway name, but this is a new colorway from Miss Babs that will be available soon. It will be called West Wind, this colorway, and I really love it. It's I have not always been a very blue person. I don't know why, but lately I'm really liking blue. I don't know. I'm getting very drawn to blue lately, and this one is a beautiful one, I think. With the speckles, it's very lightly speckled and very tonal. I love it. But I have talked about Miss Babs so many times here. You guys already know I love her yarn. So yeah. First, when I thought of this design, I thought that it should have like more fitted sleeves. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's making noise with the camera, with the microphone here, with more like fitted sleeves. But now I'm not sure. I'm getting a vibe of more like a puffed sleeve. Even though it's a cocoon, I'm gonna work some sleeves. And yeah, I don't know what you say, puffed sleeves or fitted sleeves. The sleeves are gonna start like very, very low in the arm, because it's a cocoon style sweater, but yeah. What do you say? Puff sleeves or small or fitted sleeves? Let me know your thoughts on the comments, please. And the last one, you know what I'm gonna show you, I think, is my Penguono. I know you're not gonna believe me when I say that I haven't worked on it during the week, but let me be honest, I didn't. I'm supposed to work on it only on weekends, and that's what I did, except that Monday was my birthday, and I gave myself the day off. So I thought, okay, it's my birthday, it's a day off, right? So I can work on my Penguono. Right? So yeah, I worked on it on Monday as well. And because, as I said, we are on lockdown here again, So I spent the whole weekend at home binge watching Netflix I mean Netflix and knitting, because what else could I do? So yeah, I finished the back. Last episode I showed you that I had worked the back and some welts, and I don't know if I had both welts or only one, but yeah, now I have both, and I have worked the sides, the back, the sides, the front. See here, ooh. And also the other side and the front. I'm gonna insert a picture here. I hope that all this messing with the cable of the headphones doesn't bother the mic. I don't know. Let's see what it comes when I edit the video, because I'm gonna insert the phone here, the picture here. I had already finished this. This is the front, the right front, but I didn't like the color combinations, because if you see all the pattern, almost all the pattern, all the sweater, I'm working holding 2 strands of yarn. That's giving me this super variegated, speckled, colorful colors. And here, as you can see in the picture, I started with solid colors, and I still want some solid sections, but I don't think I have correctly placed the color. I don't know, it was bothering me, so I just frogged it until this last one, and I'm gonna see what I'm gonna work on this side. And because this is the first, the right front you work first, then you work the left front, so it's all worked in pieces. So here I'm working it more with holding 2 yarns together, 2 fingering or 2 lace, or like no, I don't think I'm working with lace weight, but I'm working holding 2 fingering strands together. That gives me like a really colorful look, not as flat as the whole one single strand of decade gives me. I really liked it, and I really liked that I made the welts using a solid one, a full solid one. But yeah, I think I don't know how to explain. I think there are sections that a solid one would work better, and sections that are variegated or holding more strands together to get a more, I don't want to say broken, but that's what the word that comes into my head, like a broken color, like with speckled or something. Then here. So yeah, I'm still figuring out which colors I'm gonna put it here, because I don't wanna repeat it. I don't want it to be like perfectly, I don't know, perfectly symmetrical look on this sweater. I can't wait to finish it. I'm very happy with it, and after Monday I have been good, and I haven't worked on it since. I'm only gonna start working on it tomorrow night. That's Friday night, and Friday is already the weekend. And I think you all agree with me that Friday night is already Saturday, so we don't have to, so I can work on my Penguono, right? And yeah, if you haven't ever knitted this pattern, it's from Stephen West, I forgot to mention. I definitely recommend. It's a great pattern for using using up your stash, and it's fun and it's different, and I felt myself getting super inspired when I'm working on it. I wanna, especially this holding 2 strands of yarn together. I have always been drawn to this technique, marbling and all of this, but I don't know, I have never made a pattern like this, and I feel now my hands itching to cast on something where I can explore this technique. But yeah, hopefully soon I can make a sweater or a shawl using, I hope this is not making too much noise, using two colors held together or something, because it's really fun, and it gives you a very interesting result, especially when you go changing it like this, like here. I liked it. For instance, this one is, if you want to know which yarns I used, which colorways, I'm trying to keep a lot of notes on my RAVELRY project page, on the project Penguono. I'm trying to list everything I'm using per section. So if you, I don't know, if you see a color that you like, you can find it, or you can always ask me. I would be happy to to tell you. And yeah, yes, I'm very happy with my Penguono. I can't wait to finish it, and I'm sure gonna need another one sometime in the future. And yes, that's it. I think I have for today. What else? I will try. I'm not gonna. I didn't want to say this because I'm afraid I'm gonna jinx it. I will try to come back again next week. And if you see something you have liked, or if you wanna ask me something or anything, please leave me a comment here on RAVELRY. I always love to hear from you guys and know what you are working on, and yeah, know a little bit more about you, where you're from and everything. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed spending this time with me, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.